Good morning, students. Welcome to the literature class. We have already started the lesson 18. It could happen. Yesterday, I had told you that you read the lesson, then what I initiated about the lesson, you will understand. And once you have understood the fact that what is the story of the lesson, what is the theme of the lesson, and what are the characters, what the characters do and expect, all that things will be cleared. So today we will go through the lesson line by line. I'll explain to you and see the main lesson of the whole subject. That is main theme of the lesson. What lesson do we learn from this particular chapter? Here we come then. One day, overnight, the world turned violet. Just about everything turned violet, from the sky and the ocean and the mountain to the trees and the animals and the people, and from the tallest skyscrapers to the tiniest ant. Everything absolutely turned into violet. And so people sat around and looked into one another's eyes, looked unto each other, and then they told, are you the same? How is that happened? Is it the real thing or something, a miracle has taken place? Are we seeing a dream? All these are the questions that came into the minds of the people once they found out that they all have been turned into violet. But nobody woke up and everything stayed violet. Nobody woke up. That means at night they were sleeping, so nobody woke up when it turned into violet. And in the morning they found out that everything got turned into violet. All except for the blue jay. Except for the blue jay hadn't changed color and stayed the brightest blue. Except the blue jay, everything had turned into violet. Being the only thing in the world that wasn't violet, he was caught and put into a cage. And why it is so special? So they put the bird into the cage, and it was the shocking things for the people. It was the shocking thing for the people. Some were afraid and some were amazed. Some were afraid what would happen. Some were amazed, surprised, and few thought it is funny. For some people, it turned into joke, and then some people were surprised because along with everything else, everyone else, the president was also turned into violet. Whole families were violet, as were teachers, the movie stars, doctors, nurses, petrol pump attendants, the Queen of England, the President of Mozambique, taxi drivers, everything. Ad is passing through. Ad is passing by. Anyway, so everything had turned into violet without exception. No, except the blue jay. Everything means everything. They went from place to place in their violet cars and buses and rode violet bikes and sat on violet furniture and ate violet food. Even candy bars had turned all violet, as had chips and chocolates. Girls generally thought this yucky, but some boys thought it was cool. Yucky, that means the girls they don't like. Yucky means the extreme unpleasantly, very very bad. And but the boys liked it. Oh, it's a cool color, they said. The smartest scientists in the world gathered to figure it out. Smartest scientists, the wisest people, they gathered, scientists gathered, everybody gathered to find it out what has happened, how it happened. Was something wrong with the people's eye, or was it a trick of nature? This was the question. What was the question? Question was something wrong with the people's eye? Or was it a trick of the nature? It is something wrong in our eyes, in our views, that we see everything violet. Or is it the trick of the nature that has turned the whole nature, whole thing, whole world into violet? They did studied and tested and analyzed and evaluated and debated and wrote articles after articles, but couldn't explain it. All these learned people, scientists, all they were involved in studying about this color, violet. They analyzed everything atom by atom, evaluated, debated, discussed among themselves, wrote articles, but couldn't change it, couldn't explain it. How it happened, nobody knew absolutely. And no longer could people say they felt blue or were green with envy or had a green thumb. So nobody absolutely felt that they were blue or green or so everything was very natural that they turned into violet. They were not green with envy. They were not jealous about others. They had nobody raised that. Nobody were excited, happy. So what they said and how they said began to change. So what they said and how they said began to change. Some people said that violet was, so people, the ideas about the things that the event was different among the people. Some said that violet was now the most important color. Violet was the important color in the world because it was everything was violet. Others said that violet had no importance at all because this was too much of it. It's a very mean. Everything is violet. So what is the important? Nothing is important. Only important was the blue, because it was blue. Except blue, everything was violet. So they discussed and argued. Debated, joined clubs, held debates, wrote books, and produced movies all about the issue of importance and unimportance of the color violet. Whether it is important, some said important, some said it is not important. And so they were writers, they wrote, movie playwrights, they started writing all that, made movie. So this was a terrible thing to understand for the people. They were not able to find out the cause of the event that had taken place. It was a reality. They were not able to understand. It was quite mysterious to them. It was a reality, but difficult to understand. We'll see in the next video. Thank you.